he played with Philly. He's played with Philly. Oh man, I forget. He wasn't drafted by them. He was drafted by Arizona. Now
you talking about the guy that everybody was saying this guy's a Sam. He's a Sam. He's a Sam. Like, bro, this is not 1998. The Sam backer is totally different now.
Yeah.
Like, they were. I'm trying to think. It wasn't Dean. Who was the guy that Philly took that was supposed to be? I remember Michael Lombardi ranting over him, going, "This guy, he's not what everybody thinks he is." Let me see here real quick. That would have been the 2023 draft class, I think. Am I thinking?
Oh, you're talking about Nolan Smith?
It might have been Nolan Smith.
Okay.
Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, I think it was. Nolan Smith.
Okay.
Draft class.
Oh man. Oh, Reddick is the one I'm thinking of too.
Oh, Hashan Reddick.
He was like 6'1", 230, and it's like, well, is he playing linebacker or edge? And Arizona couldn't figure it out. Philly did eventually,
right?
Because they're really good at figuring this out. They played Bond at linebacker, and he's a revelation. But it sometimes is difficult for teams to be like, yeah, if I don't know where you're going to play, how do I approach this defensively? Now, when I see Walker, I think you see like the speed of Cooper, right, running around at linebacker, like walk him up to the line, blitz, have him win as a rusher, have him chase as kind of your will further off the ball linebacker. Edge seems a little bit too much to me. I think I would play him at linebacker and kind of do exactly what Hafley has done with Cooper, right, this past year, and just give him a lot of those opportunities to blitz, to rush, and to run in space as much as possible.
Got it. John Schultz here in the chat was asking Tim, anyone know who number 17 in White is playing D line? Who do you got there, Tim? That's a national team.
Ja Joyner out of Minnesota. He's an edge, 6'5", 265.
Ooh.
PFF's got him at 164, the 143rd best edge. Graded out at 76.7 last year.
He jumped way up their big board. Or you said 164 for the year? Or
yeah, they got him ranked on their big board at 164.
He was at 205 when I got him in.
You see how it changes, Emilio?
Wow.
Nobody's played any football, but boy, he just all of a sudden.
Yeah.
This is another thing I'm working on currently is who, if trying to go back to like consensus big boards, who's jumping the most from January to April when there's no football?
Exactly.
And
right.
Is that good usually?
Right.
Or is it all hype? Yeah.
Yeah. Because like again, I think the Mitchell thing, he was already in the 30s, right? So it wasn't like, oh, it's this massive one coming out of nowhere. Everybody was pretty much in on it. It was kind of like, all right, the final test, let's see it against the guys down in Mobile who are all Power 5, passes that test. Okay, great, you're locked in. It's more of like hey, this is a third rounder, and they're going to push to first round between, January and April. Those are always, and those are some strange things.
Yeah, and that's why I err on the side of I want the information earlier rather than later, because every other board that we look at, like we can pull up the consensus big board the day of the draft. We can pull up the PFF big board the day of the draft, but I want a board that was created based off of what did we see on the field, like when the season wraps up, give it a week or two so everybody can kind of, hey, I need a little more time to throw my opinion in. All right, cool. Now let's grab the consensus big board. Now let's grab the PFF big board. And our board kind of comes across as more of a what happened on the field as opposed to look at the hype created. So that's kind of the reason we did that. We got Ja Joyner sitting in the 249 spot, right, Emilio? So that's what you were talking about. We actually have him at 205 on the PFF big board, and that will stay the same on our board. We don't want to be swayed there. Now, obviously, he's well outside of the top 50 for Daniel Jeremiah and outside of the top 100 for Kyle Krabs. So we'll see what happens there. Jake, do you got a favorite draft guy that you say, hey, I really trust his ability to, to analyze players, to actually rank players? Do you have somebody that you like the most? Because it seems like Ryan, I could be wrong. Ryan's favorite guy is Dane Brugler, it feels like. I feel comfortable saying that, right? He's a big Dane Brugler guy.
That's where I land as well, because I think so. I think someone put it in the comments that Krabs isn't really tuned into the league. To be honest, I don't want the league's opinion. I want you to form yours, right?
Yeah, right?
I don't want like, oh, the league thinks this guy's a first rounder because he's a quarterback or something like that. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I know DJ is sometimes doing that, but I do think DJ has still the scout's eye of how to evaluate players. He does a good job with that. But I do like the fact that Brugler is kind of like, okay, this is how I view the prospects. And then also I'm going to come over here to the other side and tell you what the league is doing. But I'm keeping those two things very separate in terms of like what I see versus what the league is telling me.
Yeah, exactly. And, the thing I really like to lean on is I love the 33rd team because I love how they've constructed that website. It's all football people,
Yeah.
And I was doing a little research on Kyle Krabs, and I was a little hesitant to include him this year. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. He's covered the draft for quite some time, and I know the 33rd team wouldn't have him as their lead draft guy if they didn't think he knew what the heck he was talking about. In 33rd team, it's pretty cool watching people eat crow because the folks that were bashing, they don't know anything, and then next thing you know, we've got NFL teams using them as consultants, basically to, hey, go get us some information on a hire or whatever. So, really like their website. I hate that they changed things up last year and took away all the schematic approach of, hey, here's what teams are doing, personnel, defensive calls, all that stuff. So we had to run it down a different direction. They had it so nice and neat last year, but still got the info, so it don't matter. But
I think their big, like everybody's big thing is they're always gonna point out the misses and the whiffs from everybody and say, oh, they're not legit. Like, guess what? show me what you got. You never missed. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't buy that at all. So
exactly. Yep. Every GM misses.
Yeah.
Every GM misses.
You can love the run that Goody's on and also acknowledge the fact that like 2018 minus Ja wasn't great. 2021's not looking good. Like, it happens. Yep. How do you respond after that? Right. Goody's done a phenomenal job responding since 2021.
Yeah.
So
no doubt. All right. So 2 minutes left in the second quarter. It's all tied up 8-8 here. Anybody stood out to anybody that's not named Jaden Higgins as we're catching a couple clips here? I know, Emilio, you mentioned another receiver, right? And who was it?
Isaac?
Yeah.
I actually got a number for him. Hold on.
A real time addition to the board.
Real time board making. We love this.
Tesla, right?
Tesla, yeah. Arkansas. Let's go.
He is Arkansas. Yep. He had a rough grade in 23, PFF 24. He was 305th, so dropped him in at 305 average. Sort that real quick for us.
Got you right here.
Our boy Tesla is 377. Not bad.
Okay.
Got himself a spot on the board. Hey, we'll take it. I mean, at least you got on the board, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that PFF grade is rough, right? 706 and 305. Obviously, no other.
But he's not popping up. He didn't pop up on the Reese's Bowl roster, and he didn't. He's not on the big board of either of them. So the only grade we have to work with is his 24 PFF.
Got it. So he's not even on the consensus big board, and they go way down, right?
Correct.
Way down, so
I mean, he might be on. I just looked at the Senior Bowl roster, so maybe let me double check the big board again for just.
I'm looking right now.
Okay.
PFF's got him at 231.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Throw it in there, Emilio. Let's do it. Do it
on the big board, Tim. 231.
Yep, 231 on their big board. 305th overall receiver.
Well, let's resort that because my man just jumped again here.
Yep. Graded out at a 69.2 for 2024.
335. I mean, dude is just making a name for himself up this board. He had no number.
Wait, he's moving up in January though. We are playing football.
Like was just talking about.
We are playing football.
Don't get your hopes up here.
They said he's Tesla and he drives a Tesla. Move him up the board.
He's 728 on the consensus big board, Emilio. Put it in.
Oh boy.
Put it in. What's this? All that bragging you just did.
Wow, drops. Sorry, Tesla. Let's resort it one more time, bud. 421 is average jump to. He has now lost himself. 100 spots. He dropped down to 439. This poor guy has just had a roller coaster of emotion on our board.
Oh no, we suck again.
Made a lot of money and then lost a lot of money in a matter of 15 seconds.
You might get that -5 depending on the performance, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Sound like Jacob over at the Oval Office with some scratch outs. You know what I mean? You win a little, you lose. That's the way it works. So. Johnny B in the chat says, what do you think about Malachi Moore from Alabama as a slot defender. Similar
Roll Tide. Give me some of that.
Ooh, strip sack.
You got anything on him, Jake, right off the bat? If not, we'll PFF and everything up here.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've tried to give him, I think, a few safety reps now and again, but he does seem like truly a slot defender in terms of. I think he had kind of so it is true. Yeah, he kind of had a down year last year and bounced back according to PFF. And I kind of remember him kind of deciding on the draft last year, and it clearly decided against it. Came back to Bama, and according to PFF, put up together a better year. But I think he's probably strictly a slot defender.
Got it. Tim, you got anything there in terms of snaps for Malachi?
Yeah, Moore? Kind of what Jake's mentioning. 180 in the slot last year, 468 slot snaps in 23. Played in the box 219 times last year. He's even got 37 D-line snaps, so clearly they bring him up there. Little safety blitz action here and there. And I think to Johnny's point, and just like Jake said, probably a little similar to Javon Bullard, a guy you can probably play deep, but would probably prefer to be in the slot. And I think he's an interesting guy to look at. Could provide some depth behind Bullard. I mean, there's a handful of corners that we feel are slot corners, but like we were talking about earlier, they're probably going to go early in the draft. So if you're looking to add value beyond those first and second rounds, you may need to look at safeties if you're looking for a slot guy.
Yeah, and we've got he improved every year. We're only showing here on the screen 22 and 23. No, there it is. Emilio's got it now. 22, 23. He grabbed my mind here. Went from 498 in 22 to 123 and then to 31. So he's gotten better every year. His PFF grades were 66, 77, then 85. Like Tim pointed out, you got those slot snaps at 180 in 2023, 468 in the slot. Coverage grade 89.4, right? If I'm looking at the right guy here, Malachi Moore, make sure. Yep. 89.4 coverage grade. Forced incompletion rate of 23.3%. Missed tackle rate of 6.8%. His average depth of run tackle pretty bad there at 10.9. Of course, he's playing safety. That's really interesting prospect there, man. That kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, but that kind of feels like a Katano Ladapo type there. I could be wrong. He's not. I know what I was thinking. He's not that big though. He's only 6 foot 201, but just kind of on the surface going, man, this dude got better every year.
And he was at a big school. This isn't a small school guy, so you're getting that that later round kind of draft value, but knowing that he played against some legit competition.
Yeah, right. Let's sort it by position here, Emilio, and see where he comes in amongst the safeties. Malachi Morris, who we're looking for from Bama, right? Obviously played for a big school.
Got a pick.
There you go. So you got Malachi Starks as the top safety, then Xavier Watts. This is according to our board, guys. You may disagree. That's totally cool. Xavier Watts, number 2. Nick Emenware, number 3. Andrew Makuba. Who was the pick there? I just got it now. Tim, you're ahead of me. That's
Caleb Ran. What is his name? Ransaw? Tulane.
Sick name.
It is. I do like that Tulane helmet. I don't know why, man. The baby blue with the green splash on it. Let's go, man. So Andrew Makuba, safety out of Texas, is our 4th best safety. At number 5, you got Kevin Winston Jr. 6, we got Lathan Ransom. And then number 7, we got Malachi Moore. So he's a little bit lower. So, and who did you say just got that pick? Was that a safety or a corner, fellas?
Caleb Ransaw. I believe he's a safety, but
yeah, here we go. Yeah, he's significantly lower on our board. We got a 326 grade on him, Emilio.
PFF has no grade on him. He's not even on their board.
Yeah, we got a bunch of NAs, that's for sure, man. The only thing we have is a consensus big board at 326. That's it. So, we'll see about getting him some more information.
I mean, he's no Upton Stout out of Western Kentucky or anything.
Amen.
Hey,
how about to that?
Who is this Oladipo here, boys? Is this a typo, or do we have an Oladapo this year, man? Somebody give me some Home Depot music here. Look at this. Who is this right here? Is that a typo?
I remember tossed him in there.
Let's go, man. Get the first Home Depot drop of the day. Crank it up. Give me some here you go here. Here we go, Tim. I need the whole thing here, man. don't think Jake's experienced this yet.
Get ready to go.
Oh man.
Ball.
Just the tip.
Get ready to go.
Man.
How many times are you going to come to my press conference late? No block, no rock.
Perfect.
I love the no block, no rock with that music for sure. That's what
Put it on loop. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about.
What do you think if Matt ever somehow listened to our show and just saw us cutting him up to a Home Depot music and just his one-liners in the presser?
I'm pretty sure he would say something like,
Sit your butt outside.
Yeah.
I'll just say this.
Right. Yeah.
If Matt LaFleur ever finds himself watching our show, his marriage probably fell apart. He's probably got some extra time on his hand. I would imagine. Oh, this show sucks so bad. So bad. All right. What else is going on in the chat? Anybody being productive in there? Philip Rude, nice dance mix. There you go.
Depot and Dapo building a Dr. Seuss team.
Oh man.
Love it. All right, 21 seconds left. Looks like they're trying to score here in the middle late. It's tied 8-8, and the American team has the ball right now. Let's do a little play-by-play here, gents. Probably Tim's way ahead of me now after the commercials, I'm sure. So funny how that works. All right, let's see. What's the call here? Really like the hat there from Cleveland. How do you guys feel about Brownie the Elf in Cleveland, by the way? I like that logo,
I like
too.
that. Yeah, it's
Got like a 1940s feel to it or something, doesn't
yeah,
it?
almost like the old Packers one. Which one was that? With the
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the Acme. Yeah, with the
Heisman.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need to bring that back once in a while.
Bro, I told you I've got the patch already. I'm going to get me an Edgerrin Cooper white jersey, and I'm going to have that patch put on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Just to mix it up a little bit here.
There we go.
So here we go, Jackson Dart. Drop back to pass.
Oh, we
We'll
running.
that draw. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Call a timeout. Just try to steal 10 yards. Is that what it was, Jake?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Clock's running.
Get everybody dropping way back, right? Your linebackers dropping back. think it's a pass. Yeah, I think so.
So we're not even playing. We're just
Wait,
going
we're
to
not calling timeout?
What are we doing,
Why do you even run that?
Jake?
Buddy, you got 2 timeouts.
This is unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, that coach is getting demoted. Cleveland said, "I've seen enough."
That's crazy. Like, why not
What
take?
are we doing?
This is what I don't get about it. Exactly, man. Like, take that situation right there and put yourself. You give yourself an opportunity to see what these players can do, trying to get in field goal range right before halftime. To me, that's vital information.
Gosh, he's a special teams coordinator. He didn't want them to kick before half. Why not?
Exactly what it
Oh,
was.
come on. They practice so much kicking all week. Man. That's frustrating. That is frustrating.
All right, we're at halftime. Again, score's tied 8-8. Got a couple people sticking out here. What I want to do real quick, though, if it's all right with you guys, let's do our giveaway right now. That way, when we've had enough of this sucky show here, we'll just wrap up.
Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and get this ready. It looks a little bit different today. Let me see if I can zoom in just a touch.
We're going to fire up the pinky wheel.
How about
these hands?
Pinky wheel ready to go. Moment. Let's see here. Where are we at? All right. Here's the Larry McCarron Pinky Wheel. Everybody in the Patreon group is on this, all right, as well as our YouTube members too, okay? This is for the Dorsey Levens autograph jersey. What we're going to do is we're going to hit shuffle. How many times should we hit shuffle, guys? We got 120 entrants here. Anyone but A-Fan Boz says, all right? So let's go ahead and remove him from the list here. Jake, you're the guest. You're the guest here today. How many times should we hit shuffle so Eric Sutherland, even though he's going to say it's rigged anyway, we know it's not?
So, what's the most you've shuffled before?
We keep it under 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
please keep it under 10 for mine.
All right, I'll say 4.
I like it.
4.
We're going to do 4. So we're going to go 4 shuffles here. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. We good?
You think God never farted?
Somebody in the chat, just say a number between 1 and 10 right now. I don't want to be accused of this being rigged ever again.
Yeah, of course. We asked Jake, just pick a number between 1 and 10. It was all part of the plan.
6. Prince
All right.
says 6, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Which doubles
Some of that-
base is 3. I like it.
Some of that awesome shampoo down there, too, by the way. Sponsor the show, whatever brand that was. We're going 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's spin it. Let's see who wins the autographed Dorsey Levens jersey here.
No whammies, no whammies.
And the winner is first place winner, of course, is Mr. David James.
Okay.
David James, we have a winner. All right, so David James is the first place winner of the autographed Dorsey 11's jersey.
Right.
So we'll go David James. All right, we're going to spin it 2 more times in case David James is in the clink or something. All right, he's not free to claim his prize. Let's spin it again. If we don't hear from David James, the winner of the autographed Dorsey 11's jersey is Mr. Jarrell Lee. Wow.
Nice. Let's go.
Ready to go.
All right, and of course, if we don't hear from Jarrell Lee, let's spin it one more time. We've learned this the hard way, Jake. You got to have 3 winners because these knuckleheads won't come forward and get their prize.
Yeah.
They just want to support the show.
I just caught the ball.
There you go.
Andrew Matson. All right.
Took it down the side.
All right. So the winner of the Dorsey 11's jersey is David James. If we don't hear from David James, it will go to Jarrell Lee. If we don't hear from Jarrell Lee, it'll go to Andrew Matson. If we don't hear from Andrew Matson, we'll still call out Eric Sutherland for accusing us of rigging this thing. Okay?
There you go.
All right. Good deal. What else we want to hit on here, gents? It's halftime. Anything at the forefront of anybody's mind? We could always, I'm just saying, we could always throw together a mock draft. So
Yes.
Well,
bust out.
I don't think Jake's going to argue about having a
yeah,
mock draft.
I've got a couple minutes though. We'd have to go rapid.
All right, let's
fire.
do a rapid fire, and
We
we'll
have to go
peel out.
rapid fire.
I'm going to run after this. Let's do a quick mock.
All right. Cool. Let's do it. Give me just a second. Let's set it
No
up.
trade backs, or are we trade
Oh,
back?
trade.
No,
I don't know
never-
if that is in the spirit of rapid.
we are
fire.
sticking and picking on this turbo draft here,
Okay.
We will never make
and
it.
we
Fair
are
enough.
building. We are building the trenches. We're
Fair
building
enough.
a wall
Just-
for Jay Love, and we're going to build a wall for Jeff Halfley.
There you go.
Actually, it's going to be for Coop, but
We're just taking Jaden Higgins with the first pick. It's all good.
Emilio knows he's got a bomby time.
How, you're going to take 2 receivers, Tim? We're going receiver after we take.
no, we're
Golden?
going Scattaboo.
You take Golden?
Only,
We're
the
gonna
only
take-
offensive threat we're taking is Scattaboo.
Someone said Scattaboo would be the first overall pick in 1968, and I think that's very accurate.
It's so true.
It was a super
Oh,
good
man.
tweet.
We're going all 7 rounds, no trading. All right, no
All right.
trading. Let's get to it, boys. As we start the draft, we're going turbo speed. It's turbo time.
Tim,
All right.
did you watch the mock on Wednesday?
I did.
Okay. I was going to
We
ask
just
your
went
thoughts on that,
100%
but-
just Angus beef on the team. That's all
Yeah.
we did was just.
I was a huge fan of that mock. Yes.
We
That's
went
good.
right to the back of the meat section in Kroger's, Clay, and we're just like, I'll take everything on the shelf.
We really did. We did.
Cleaned them out.
All right, let's throw the needs up here, okay? We're going to go wide receiver. We're going to go O tackle. We're going interior offensive line, corner. We're going to throw D line up there. We'll throw edge too because people want to see it.
Is
And
Loveland
linebacker.
still there?
Who is it?
Said, is Loveland still there?
Mm.
Yeah, here we go again. Right.
Close
We
to
will
the
never know, Jake. We will never
All
know.
right. That's
Best
probably
prospect
that's
on the
probably
board
for
here
best.
is Jack Sawyer. He's average draft positions 24.4. We're drafting 23rd, edge defender out of Ohio State. Second is Kenneth Grant, defensive lineman out of Michigan. Wide receiver Matthew Golden out of Texas. Gray Zabel, tackle out of North Dakota State. So he's there. We've been talking about this. He's creeping up on the first round. What are we thinking here, gents?
I vote Kenneth Grant, Michigan.
Yeah, it's either Grant or Zabel for me.
All right. So it's between Grant and Zabel for them. Jake, what are you thinking here? You want to see a specific position? You want me to scroll down? Anything at all here, man?
Jake's muted because he's just so mad that we're not taking a wide receiver.
That's exactly what it is. I'm not sure if he knows he's muted. He's spilling his guts right now. Jake, you're muted, sir.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he's
yeah.
on the phone. He's on
Oh,
the
he's
phone.
got a phone call.
He's on a business call. He's
Stop
trying
him.
to. He's actually on the phone with the agent right now, trying to see if we're gonna pull Grant.
He's
or if
saying,
we're
I don't
gonna-
know why they're not taking Matthew Golden. I don't understand.
He said, "I'm going to get them to do a
On
mock
the
draft,
horn.
and I'm going to fake the phone. I'm going to fake
So-
the phone call so I can get out of here."
I do have to run.
There it
But
is.
I will put my vote in for Matthew Golden in the first.
I knew
No.
it. There it
I
is.
will put my vote in there. But
Get out of here, Jake.
that's
You can-
okay. The trenches, I'll be excited to see how this turns out when I watch it back. So
All right.
all right.
Appreciate
Take
you,
care,
Jake. Thank you for your
guys.
time, man.
Thanks,
yeah,
Jake.
of course.
See you,
ya.
man.
All right, that was Jake Shavink. All right, let's get to it. Gray Zabel or Kenneth Grant? Emilio, do you have our board handy by
I
chance?
do. Grant is our man, if that's the case. If that's what you're asking, he is 10th.
10th? And Zabel is, he's like, what, around 30 or so? Actually, he fell a little bit further, didn't he?
Zabel dropped. Yeah, our boy Zabel is.
And that's even with the bonus,
60,
too.
60. Yeah, he dropped to 60th. So it's got to be Grant.
Got to be Grant. Let's do it. We're going Kenneth Grant, defensive lineman out of Michigan with the 23rd pick. All right, now we're up on the clock. Pick 55. There's Jalen Walker. Look at that, boys. So here's what we got. Best available is Jalen Walker, linebacker out of Georgia. Obviously, he got a little bit of hybrid in him too there. Jake, was kind of talking. He could probably play him like Edgerrin Cooper. Caleb Johnson, halfback out of Iowa. Jaden Higgins, ever heard that name before, out of Iowa State, wide receiver. Then you got Donovan Jackson, tackle out of Ohio State. Jordan Birch, edge defender out of Oregon. And then tackle Cameron Williams. So we're going to take D tackle off the list now. We're going to go wide receiver. We're going to go O tackle, interior offensive line. We'll go cornerback. We'll go safety. We'll throw edge up there just for craps and giggles. And here are the best prospects available. Tim, who is your
pick? You don't even have to ask me. So you just start with Emilio. You already know what I'm going to say.
And look at the average draft position, 54.9, and we're picking 55th. That's wild. But if we were to go off our board here, Emilio, who's the best available of these? And I can pick any position.
Let's see.
Everybody's saying Higgins in the chat, boy.
They really are. Walker would be our 34th. Higgins is in the 60s, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, he is 67 or 68. So right now it's Walker. And then we got Donovan and Birch. Birch was in the 60s as well. He was 79. And then the last guy we have, honestly, the only other one I would want. No, I think I'm going Tim on this one. I mean, where we're at kind of wise, the only other one would be Jalen Walker, but he's really like an edge kind of power speed rusher more than, he can stack, obviously, but more of a 3-4 look.
Yeah, looking at the big board here, man.
Eric says no more Georgia players unless Philly picks them for us.
There you go. That makes sense.
We're going to give him some.
Let's see if there's anybody else down here. I don't see anyone other than Charles. Charles Grant was significantly lower too, though, right? So,
yeah.
Trey Harris is – no, it's a wide receiver name. I get him and Amos mixed up all the time.
If we're taking a receiver with this pick, it's got to be Jaden Higgins. Come on now.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah. He's the best receiver on our board right now, right, Emilio?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So it comes down to
do we think, Donovan Jackson's kind of, we talked about O-line, right? We talked about trench depth. I don't know how high. Where's Donovan Jackson on our board? Emilio.
He is 56th.
Okay.
So he's 56, and Jalen Walker is where again?
He was 33rd.
30. Yeah, we got him 34th is what I'm showing.
Or 34th, yeah.
Jalen Walker would hands down be the guy we would take here if we were going off our board. But like Tim's talking about with wide receiver, if you don't take Higgins there, let's look at these other receivers. Jalen Royals, I don't know how much lower he is, Emilio.
He's
88th on the board, right?
Yeah.
To me,
88th.
Yeah.
The only other wide receivers that are above would be above Higgins would be Restrepo, Trey Harris, and Matthew Golden are the only other ones technically above just based on their PFF grades and kind of their average. But
now, if you don't go Higgins here, you're probably looking at, that secondary crop, the Pat Bryant. We talked about him out of Illinois.
Yep.
He may be on the board a little later. You got Nick Nash out of San Jose State. It's another guy that would be available.
I do like Higgins here, man. The problem is we need that size speed threat. And every team I was listening to Install or Russ Tucker, one of them was talking like the Titans just don't have a vertical physical threat. They don't have that kind of speed. It's like every team needs something that can push the defense, push that shell out.
Right. Yep. Yeah. For me, Jalen Walker, how would you use Jalen Walker, right? Are you going to start him over Quay? No, that's not going to happen.
And he's more of an edge. He really is.
Right. And it's like, and again, when he's kind of an edge, what are we doing here? Are we going to take Rashawn Gary LVN off the field to try out a, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
a project there at edge. I'm going Jaden Higgins here. I'm with you, boys. Let's do it. So we're going Jaden Higgins, wide receiver out of Iowa State.
I love it, man. Beautiful.
His receiving is tough.
So now we don't have to hit wide receiver. So we're just going to switch it up and go O-tackle, interior offensive line. We'll throw corners up there, and let's throw edge and linebacker. So the best available is showing Marcus Imbo, right? Is that how you say it?
We just watched him with that kick step.
Yep.
Where is he at on the
70th?
70. So we got 70 there. Tate Ratledge. Let's see what Tate is.
He is 57th.
Ooh, okay, so right now it's Tate Ratledge at 57. Let's see, Mello Dotson, Kobe Bryant.
Mello is 141. Kobe is 187.
Mm-hmm. Just taking a gander here. There's Kaiser, Zy Alexander. Yeah, this kind of feels like a no-brainer, doesn't it, man? This feels like This feels like it should be Tate Ratledge, right?
Yep.
Average draft position's 85th. We're getting him at 87. And again, on our board, where's he at, Emilio?
Tate is, sorry,
57th. I got it.
Yes.
57th. So, Tim, do you have any pushback on this pick right here? Tate Ratledge, guard out of Georgia, obviously a 69, 76, and a 74. He is mostly a right guard, so you'll probably try to turn him into an interior offensive line there. Might try to play him a little left guard from time to time too. It's going to give you that depth we talked about, right? Yep. In this scenario, you're probably kicking Elton over to center in that scenario, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's why I got no pushback at all. As long as we don't think we're going to turn him into a center,
Can we click on Membo real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. 71, 70, and 73. He's strictly a right tackle other than 2022 where he played right guard.
Yeah. I mean, you see a little bit more high highs out of him, but a couple more lower lows, and just the pass blocking grade isn't quite as strong. I think it's got to be Tate there coming from an SEC.
What about the other guy out of Mizzou, the tackle?
Oh, he's gone.
He's off the board already?
Yeah.
Armand Membo?
Yeah, Armand. Yeah, he was nice, though. He's like 30s, I think.
Yeah.
So I'd be good with Tate. I like Tate there.
Let's just go offensive line here, see if there's another name. Like Jared Wilson. Where's Jared Wilson on our board, Emilio? Roughly. Because he's going much later at 143. That's wild.
He is 97.
Okay. Got it. Tyler Cooper, Jonathan Monheim. What about Monheim? Why do I feel like that name was kind of high?
Tyler Cooper's 158 and Monheim
87th for Monheim. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Ratledge is our guy, fellas. Let's do it. Let's pull the trigger. We're going to go Tate Ratledge, guard out of Georgia, and bolster that offensive line with the 87th pick there. All right. So now at pick 123, let's look at corner first alone. There's Quincy Riley. You got Elijah Huzzle. You got Denzel Burke, Dorian Strong, O'Donnell Fortune. Any of those names catch anybody's attention?
I'm honestly good with waiting. I'd take like Fentrell Cypress back then. Fortune later on. You got a couple of shots later. I mean, I really think that if we slide from corner, we're going to just try to pull a late one.
Yeah. Let me see where we've got Riley at here. Quincy Riley, if I can find him.
Or do you try and get a slot here and put safety on that board too? Look at some of those slot safety type of guys.
We got Quincy Riley way down the board. So, all right, let's add to this. And we're not out of the offensive line woods yet, right? So let's continue to throw those guys up there because I think we could use as many as three. Yeah. Let's throw edge. Let's throw linebacker up there.
Throw another D-line in there for fun.
You want to?
Yeah. I'm all about bringing in the talent.
All right, best available according to PFF is Jack Kaiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame. I want to say we had him around the 100 mark.
Yep, 104.
All right, so he's 104. Joshua Farmer, we talked a little bit about him. Yeah, he's way up. Where is he?
281.
Yeah, he's way down our board, but Daniel Jeremiah said he really flashed this week. Chase Lunt.
84.
Hey,
84.
there's a guy, the tackle out of UConn.
Yep.
That guy's a unit, man.
You say 84, is that right?
Yep.
All right.
6'8", 305, big dog.
Man, we were really going trenches here, aren't we? This is wild. Who else we got here? Anybody else? We're linked to Aeneas Peebles. Where do we have him at?
I like him.
Yeah.
He's 103. I really like him. We've met with him, and he's out of Tech, but he passed 23 and 24. He was 13th and 7th, respectively, in PFF. So, I mean, dude's a dog. The only thing bringing him down are the big boards.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're thinking tackle here, right? Out of Connecticut? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
That's where I'm leaning toward. I like his
That's
numbers.
great, man. That's solid.
Yeah. There's a guy.
He's strictly a right tackle, but you know how the Packers, they like to take – listen.
He can play right tackle. Zach Tom can go to center. I don't care at this point.
We have this conversation all the time, though, like last year, remember? It's, well, does he have versatility? Does he have versatility? Then we took a guy who only played left tackle his entire career and put him at right guard. So
the only thing with him as a right tackle, though, it's that Caleb Jones factor. This guy is 6'8". This is a tall drink of water for a right-handed quarterback to be, steering through his progression. That's a big, tall feller over in your line of sight there.
All right, let's do it. Riley Mills is pretty far down, right, Emilio? It would have to make it'd have to make a lot of sense, man, to take another defensive line.
He is 235.
All right, we're going to go Chase Lunt, tackle out of Connecticut. Anybody opposed?
Nope.
All right, let's do it. So we're going to hold off on offensive line for a little bit. I feel like we already took 2 swings there. We got to really key in on corner, right?
Yep.
And we'll throw edge back up there, linebacker for sure. And let's do D-line again one more time. So R.J. Oben out of Notre Dame at edge. You got C.J. West, defensive lineman out of Indiana. You got Cody Simon, linebacker out of Ohio State. Why am I thinking we had a decent grade on him? And you also got Lindenberg here as well.
Cody Simon, 148.
Okay. And then Lindenberg.
Denzel Burke, 192.
There's a guy.
And Lindenberg, we got, 291. So far, it's Cody Simon, right?
Hey, do we? I know this sounds crazy, but do we have tight end up there on our?
That's a good question. I don't think it's too crazy to.
Yeah, I don't think it's just to see what's out there.
Yeah.
Stutzman, that linebacker out of Indiana, is 101 for us. Or I'm sorry, Oklahoma's 101 for us.
Oklahoma, right here, Stutzman.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have like a big week here too? Am I thinking?
Yeah, he blew up. Yeah, he they thought he was going to be real good this year, and I think he ended up being great, but just not super high. But his coverage grade is the issue I have with him.
Yeah, absolute cheeks there. But he's highest on our board, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Oh, C.J. West. We met with C.J. West too. I wouldn't mind that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PFF. He's a dog. Look at that, Tim. 80, 85, 83 out of Indiana. Holy cow! Where's he on our board?
2 seconds. 113. So I'm good with that. He's consistent. PFF 22, 69, 23, 14, 24, 21. So
here's the guy.
To me, it's between him and Simon, because Simon, that coverage grade, run defense grade, we already went defensive line. Look at that run defense grade, 90.8.
Give me CJ.
Yeah.
CJ? Okay. All right, we're going CJ West, defensive lineman out of Indiana. Boy, we double-dipped on the big dogs up front.
Trench warfare, baby.
Yeah, we're good. We got 2 and 2, right?
Absolutely. And look who's here now, boys, Mr. Jay Higgins.
There we go.
Where do we have Higgins at? I need to know.
Jay is 98th.
Yeah. What a dog.
Might as well just draft him now.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's just take Jay Higgins.
Yeah, let's go.
Makes a lot of sense. Again, I want to say Jalen Walker we liked a lot too. 90, 80, and 82. Jalen Walker, pretty good grade, I would imagine. I'm not sure where they got him. It's Jailin.
There it is.
Yeah.
So I was trying to 147.
All right, we're going Jay Higgins here, boys. That's a name that keeps popping up for us.
Yep.
Yep. Every time we draft. All right, we're going linebacker Jay Higgins out of Iowa.
Nice.
Now we're going to pull the trigger on our corner.
7th round, right? We waited till the last pick to
All
take.
part of the plan.
Yeah. So you got Tommy Hill, Mac McWilliams, Shamari Simmons, Jabbar Muhammad, and BJ Adams. Which one of those guys, Emilio? I'll start from the bottom. You start at the top. Let's list them off here, man.
Okay. So you got, let's see,
BJ.
Tommy Hill, Nebraska. We have him at 252.
All right.
Mac McWilliams, we have him at 245.
All right. BJ Adams is 366. So right now it's that one. Who'd you just say? Mac
The
McWilliams?
first one, Tommy Hill.
Okay, Tommy Hill.
And Shamari Simmons is 324. So Tommy Hill's our boy.
Tommy Hill out of Nebraska.
I would
Average
say
draft
so.
position 167.2. His rank is 256. PFF grade. That's the Jaden Reed effect there. 60
Oh wait,
points.
time out. What was
I thought the
Hill?
second.
Hold on.
I thought the
Let me
second.
look hold on real
actually
quick
was
because
high.
Jabbar Muhammad 215. Tommy Hill's 252, so it's actually Jabbar. And it wasn't Mac. So it's actually going to be Jabbar on our board, not Tommy Hill.
Well,
What are we looking for, though? Are we looking slot or we want a guy on the boundary? Because if we're thinking slot, I like Simmons out of Arizona State.
At this point, I think you just got to go with the best available because we really neglected it. You know what I mean? Like,
Go back to the other guy. I was just looking at forced incompletions. We've got 12 and 5 coverage stops. Okay, go to Tommy real quick.
all right.
Forced incompletions 1, 12, coverage stops 7. So our other guy is getting his hands on the ball a lot more. But Jabbar had 12 breakups and completions. Tommy only had 1. So
Yeah.
this dude's a cover corner. I mean, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, we play a lot of zone. 81.4 zone grade, coverage grade 80.3. Pretty solid there.
I think that's our guy. I'm going to put my ticket in for Jabbar.
All right. What do you think, Tim? You said more of a slot, though, right? What you were thinking?
No, I'm thinking like if we're going best available, then I'm kind of leaning towards Jabbar too. Plus, be nice to bump into his buddy Evan Williams too in the back.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah, and really no lows. I mean, on his grades, really not.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, his lowest was what, a 60 something. So
I like Muhammad first, and then probably Simmons, and then Hill. But that's just me.
There you go. We got defensive lineman Kenneth Grant with the 23rd pick. Then we went wide receiver in the second round, Jaden Higgins. PFF loved that, by the way. Round 3, pick 87, you went guard Tate Ratledge. Round 4, 123, you went offensive tackle Chase Lunt out of Connecticut. Round 5, pick 160, we went defensive lineman CJ West. Round 6, 199, we went linebacker Jay Higgins. And then round 7, pick 251, we went Jabbar Muhammad out of Oregon, cornerback. So PFF gave us a B there, boys. Not bad.
Nice, we'll take it.
Yeah. Just a little rapid fire mock draft there for the folks. Love doing that stuff. The thing that sticks out to me about that draft there, and maybe a situation we could find ourselves in, is obviously corner. Again, if you don't do it, man, I'm telling you, if you don't do it like in the second or third round, you find yourself going, oh, crap, we're in trouble. And when you do multiple mock drafts, it makes you think, okay, maybe we need to be aggressive in free agency with corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it even before the roster cuts, the cap casualties that are going to occur. It's just a matter of time. We've got 3 corners in free agency. Carlton Davis out of Detroit, who had a 74.5. He's 28 years old. Byron Murphy out of Minnesota, 27 years old, had a 73.4. And then DJ Reed of the New York Jets, 28 years old, had a 70.7. Somebody had tweeted the other day, and they had tagged me in it, or somebody had tagged me in a tweet about how he played really, really well against dominant wide receivers. DJ Reed did this year. I want to say it was like Justin Jefferson and a couple other guys. It was like he really shut them down. So DJ Reed is one of those dudes that's kind of hovering, no doubt about it. So
I'm out, fellas. Good draft. Good Senior Bowl, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. Have a good day, buddy.
Fire up the car bed, brother.
Oh, you know it. I'll see you, fellas.
See you, man.
See ya.
All right. And then there was 2, Tim. We'll get ready to wrap
Some
up
guys.
in a second. Yeah, we'll wrap up here in a second, but just wanted to kind of run through a little mock draft there to kill a little time while we were at halftime. We're in the second half now, obviously. It's so cool to see the NFL coaches on the sideline with those college players too, Tim. You know they're getting coached up all week long, man.
Yeah, I love it. I love that they wear their protein gear too, just so you have that little extra pressure onto the kids. They know who they're playing in front of. It's a reminder. You want to impress, you want to get drafted, you better do it for the coaches today.
No doubt. Who? Let's get an update on who's playing quarterback right now for the national team. Who is the quarterback right now? The number is 18, I think it is. Yeah, Tim.
Taylor Elgersma.
Yeah.
Elgersma. Taylor Elgersma.
Tell you what we'll do. We'll pull the consensus big board up here and see if we can see what everybody is thinking about. Actually, let's go PFF big board. Probably be a little bit better. Some of these guys are not going to be on their board. I promise you that. But
yeesh. Oh, there he is. He's on the screen now. They just pulled him. So that is him.
Cool.
Old Tyler.
All right. So let's go quarterback and see where he's ranked right now. If he is by PFF. Elgerson. Where are you at, sir? He is not even on their big board. Okay, so that's what we've got in right now when it comes to the national team. So that should tell you all you need to know. I bet some of those receivers on the national team is going like, "This sucks. We're not going to be able to showcase our skills as much, right?" Watch him shut us up right here too. 3rd and 6 play out of the gun. Well, 2x2 set, and he takes a sack. Who got that sack? A couple guys there got there early. Is that our boy out of Minnesota, linebacker? Or no? Let's see here. See if we can get a name here. Oh, that's Princely, number 3.
Whatever his name.
No cussing on the show, Tim.
J. Cole said Milroe's playing QB for the American side, so that's good. Good to know. Thank you.
That'd be good to know. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the guy that just got the sack out of Ole Miss, Princely Unamanellan. 82.
You are an alien. What?
82, 76, then a 91. I want to say we had a pretty good grade on him too, towards the top. Definitely a first round grade, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we had him. Actually, we got him in the 37 spot, so just outside of the first round. Where he's at. So big time sack there. Let's see what old Jalen Milroe does coming out here for the American team, right? As they're going to be taking the field. I think we got a penalty, maybe. Holding. Look at these dirt bags, Tim.
Let them play. Let the kids play.
Let the kids play.
Forget about it. They don't call holding in the NFL. What are you calling it here for?
Yeah, so it was number 34 there, Tim. 34 for the American team. Who was that? Because he's the one who really made that sack happen.
34 for the American team is Savion Jones, LSU.
Okay. Savion Jones, LSU.
I think that's how you say it. Savion, SAI_VION Jones. He's an edge. They got him listed as an edge. There he is.
Yeah, 119 on the PFF big board. So it looked like they might have run like a TE or something because he did come in the A to B gap, was right in the quarterback's face. So let's see what we got him at.
You like to see it too, hands up, going up high. So if there's a throw, bat that ball.
Definitely.
Good fundamental football.
Let's see here. So you said it's SAI. That's where I'm messing up here. Savion Jones.
Are you checking our board?
Yeah, 228. So we've got him at 228, and PFF has him at 119. Big discrepancy there. We don't have a whole lot of information in the draft board yet, though. We've got the 2024 grade. In 2024, he was the 199th graded edge defender. The PFF big board had him at a 111, so he's dropped a little bit since we put the info in. Consensus big board had him at 190. There's nothing on DJ or the 3013. So that's, again, I think it's Savion. I think is how you say it. I could be wrong.
That was my guess. Daryl in the chat said that. Yeah.
Yep. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Daryl. Keeping things intelligent in here for us, buddy. You hear this accent and know somebody's got to do it. Somebody has got to do it. So Jalen Milroe has been a fascinating conversation, Tim. He's a dude that coming into the year was like, hey, he's just like Quinn Ewers. This dude might end up being one of the top quarterbacks to go in the draft. You see he's dropped down to 96. According to PFF, he's the 1, 2, 3, 4th best quarterback in the league, or in the draft, I should say. And PFF must be getting a lot of traffic. They're struggling right now. Or they said, we don't want you to see Jalen Milroe. Here we go. All right. So, 48 88, and then barely dropped to an 87. So he actually played pretty good football this year, according to PFF. That's interesting. Passing grade 78.3, his intermediate grade 90.7, no pressure grade 88.7, his deep grade, man, 93.1. Now, Bam always got some good targets, right? It could be a little bit of a factor there. His pressure grade, though, 51.4. They get pressure on Milroe. He's seen the struggle this year. So that's a interesting look there. Sure. So
that's part of your development, though, right? You're gonna struggle with pressure, especially just making the jump into the NFL versus the college game, right? So it's not a deal breaker, but something you can certainly work on.
Definitely. All right. Let's see what we got here. American team's ball. Third quarter, 6:26 left. It's going to be a 2nd and 7 play. I hate that they're all over the interviews on the sideline. It's like I can't set the play. I can't get, you know what I mean? It takes me a second. I need to see the formation. I need to see is the pressure. What are they setting up the run? Drives me crazy that they wait till the ball is snapped before they go to the field here. It's like they're interviewing Riley Leonard right now.
It's crazy.
That was a hospital ball. It just showed him throw. All right, here's Milroe. We're back to live action. Just handed the ball off to 22, Tim. Who is 22 for the American team?
RJ Harvey, UCF.
All right, so that's a running back that's getting some touches right now. RJ Harvey. He's the 99th best prospect here, according to the PFF Big Board. Man, the grades, 82.3, 87.9, and then is at an 84.7. So solid grades across the board. 5'9", 208, though. Here we go, breaking the huddle. Milroe got him in the gun. We're in a 2x2 set. It's 11 gun dubs. We're going T-weak strong right.
Ooh.
Ball snap. Milroe back.
Arian Smith, Georgia.
There you
Was
go.
that a catch?
That was not, sir. Incomplete.
No. Incomplete? Oh, okay.
So now I think you're a little bit ahead of me, so I'll skip ahead here just a touch. Get synced back up. So here we go, 4th and 9. Are they punting? Third quarter, we got a punt coming on here. Third quarter, 4:40 left. And the America team's going to punt back. This might come down to the wire, man. This might be a good finish.
Tie ball game right now.
I'm talking about a sky punt there. Lord have mercy. Number
James
6.
Burnip from Bama.
So they got Restrepo returning punts. They just put so much air under it, he didn't have a shot to return it there. That's probably where he's going to increase his value, right? Restrepo, wide receiver. Yeah. We talked about him a lot. Let's see where PFF has him. They have him 49th, so he's just outside of the first round. 74.7, 87.4, 82.3 for Restrepo. Again, we talked about it, though, Tim. 5'10", 198. That ain't like crazy small. That's right about – how tall was Randall Cobb? I keep trying to comp people to Randall Cobb. Like, we knew Randall could play in the NFL right off the bat, right? Let's see.
Wasn't he he was a 5'10" or 5'11" guy, wasn't he?
I want to say he was. Let's go height, weight. Randall Cobb, 5'10", 192. There you go.
Yeah,
this dude's actually a little bit thicker than Randall Cobb. So Restrepo, I'm not overly concerned with that. Did he play a lot of slot snaps, though?
I believe so.
Yeah. 448, 448 and 395 the year.
That's before. Why I kind of just gravitated to Jaden Higgins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like another slot guy.
Again, we're trying to make up for Christian Watson being out till week 12 or 13, right? So It doesn't mean that if the board doesn't align perfectly, you wouldn't take a Restrepo, but ideally you want that dude that's going to be 6'1", 6'2", I imagine would as kind of the starting point. When you look at the receivers here, according to PFF, Tetero, McMillan will probably be long gone when we pick. Yep. He's the top wide receiver in the draft, 6'5", 212. He's a dog. Luther Burden the third, 5'11", 208. So a little bit bigger than Restrepo. Then you got, was he a slot guy as well? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So Luther Burden the third is more of a slot receiver. Emeka Egbuka is more of a slot receiver, right? Predominantly 343 snaps in the slot last year. Then you got Matthew Golden, who is 6 foot 195. He's a wide receiver, right? 376 out wide, only 118 in the slot. Contested catch rate 61.1%, although he is only 6 foot tall, so that's pretty impressive for Matthew Golden. Alec Onyemanor, 75.1 and a 74.1. His snaps were out wide, so he is 6'2", 210. That's another big body receiver there.
Here's a guy right here, Jack Besh.
Jack Besh has really helped himself, man. And again, you get nervous because 65, then a 62, then he jumps to an 83. Okay, is that really who he is? 6'2", 215. He started to flash here during all the practices. Receiving grade 83.1 yards per route run, 2.44. You got a contested catch rate of 65% and a drop rate of 1.6%. That's amazing right there. So, all right. So there's Jack Besh. Then you got Xavier Restrepo. We talked about him. There's Savion Williams, 6'5", 225. That's Besh's teammate there, Tim. Drop rate, though, man, 11.8%. That's a tough look right there. Dude.
Yeah, Savion Williams, you really like the size. That's about it. I think, when you look at these two guys, it's, if you're looking for that big body dude, you're probably going with him. But, I think Besh is probably the better of the two receivers.
Yeah. And the thing, like I said, Jaden Higgins has been linked to the Packers. They've met with him, obviously, this week. The thing that sticks out to me about Jaden Higgins, he can play bully slot too. Like he got 138 slot reps. Yep. So if you get in a situation where you need him to play inside, he can do it, right? And ideally on the outside, you've seen it earlier on the contested catch, 6'4", 215. I want to say he measured in at 6'3" with the actual Senior Bowl measurements, but still it was like within a quarter to a half inch from being 6'4". So, he's definitely the one, man. It's just wild that he's below some of these other guys, It's interesting.
And I don't think the Packers are going to go up to get him or reach necessarily, but I think it could be a realistic scenario like we saw today on our mock that he's there with that second round pick and maybe we just pull the trigger.
We just got a deep completion there to number 3 on the national team, Tim. Who is that right there out of Virginia Tech?
Number 3 on the national? Pat Bryant out of Illinois.
There you go. Big play there, 6'3", 200. Had a little shot play from Elgersma. So they are driving. The national team is now driving. Let's see, snap, a little boot left. Going to set up. Now he's going to run, going to try to scramble, get out of there.
We got Pat Bryant right there on our screen, too. That was great timing.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So Pat Bryant, 72, 68, then an 84 last year, only 22 years old, 6'3", 200 pounds, showing up here today. Wide snaps, 291, slot, 81. So he could play a little slot. Look at that receiving grade, 86. Yes. Yards per route run, 2.83. Contested catch rate, 69.2%. And his grade versus man coverage, 83.7. That's really impressive.
And then going to Illinois, right? So you got some decent, competition there. Played some, decent opponents throughout this last year.
Yeah.
And it looked like he graded out, and some of his higher grades are against the bigger schools. So you like to see it.
Oh, look at this little end around. Who is this? 0, Tim. No, 11. I'm sorry, 11. 11. Like
Kyle Williams, Washington State.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember him. He was really low on our board, and he started to pick up a little bit of steam. Right? You said Washington State, so I'm pretty sure PFF has him way down. He may not even be on their board. What was the first name again, Tim?
Kyle, Kyle.
Kyle Williams. Yeah, so they may not even have him on their board. Check this out. Yeah, if they don't. Now, I know he's on ours because we talked about it. We actually added him the other day, significantly lower. Not that it was a crazy good play, but let's see where he's at real quick. Kyle Williams. Yeah, we got him at 431. But he did pop. He got a bonus this week because they said he really stood out. I can't remember who it was. It might have been it was Daniel Jeremiah said he stood out. So there you go. Got a little bit of a bonus. It's not going to help a whole lot. Since his big board had him at 840, so one of those later guys for sure. So
nice.
All right, 4th and 4, third quarter, about 50 seconds left. National ball. Let's see what they're going to decide to do here. They're setting up for the field goal. They are.
Where they got Zabel at? Is Zabel playing center?
I don't know if he's still in the game or not, Tim, to be honest with you.
It looks like they just put him – I think he's long snapping here for the kick.
That's a tiny dude there, number 48.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought I just saw Gray Zabel on the screen.
Hey, there's Fitzgerald. We've been talking about him, right? I know he won't be on the PFF big board, but let's go to the consensus big board real quick and see. Because remember, we were talking, I think he was linked to the Packers too, if I remember correctly, right? Fitzgerald.
Yep.
Borregales was as well. So Fitzgerald is currently 371. He peaked at 148. So obviously his stock has dropped significantly. You see Borregales, though, out of Miami is really starting to rise up boards, moved up 6 spots according to the mock draft database. So,
oh my gosh, please, Goody, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Do not draft a kicker.
All we're asking for is Brandon McManus. Is that too much to ask?
That's it.
You got to do it in house. Just bring him back. Bring him back.
Yes. Oh, we got a question here in the chat from Braden. Clayton, where do you have Jalen Smith, corner out of USC, on our board?
Let's find out. That's a great question. Keep that up there for me, Tim, if you don't care.
You got it.
Let's search real quick. So we're going to go look for Jalen Smith. We've got him in the 190 spot. Jalen Smith out of USC, 190. Here's how the grade lays out. In 2022, he was the 570th graded corner. Then he jumped to 460 in 23. Then he jumped all the way to 49th in 2024. The PFF big board had him at 153. The consensus big board had him at 225. So he settles in the 190 spot for us. So obviously, if we're talking, where would the Packers potentially take Jalen Smith out of USC cornerback? And it makes sense for our board, the PTA board, probably be somewhere around the 5th or 6th round. Probably the 6th round is where you want to get him. If he falls to 196, that might be a good spot to take him, Braden. And anybody else you guys got, man, just fire them off in there, and we'll try to hit them in rapid fire before we wrap up. We'll go a little bit longer.
That's a great point, though. I'm glad Braden brought that up, because we just talked about how if we don't swing for a corner early, it's kind of slim pickings as you get later in the draft. But here's a guy with some pretty decent value, especially if you can, maybe you get him in the 6th round, So I like it. There's kind of a short list of those guys. We had, like the Jahdae Barons, and those guys are going to be gone. They're just not going to be on the board for us if we don't take one early. So I like having options there.
There's a nice rep from number 29 there for the national team, Tim. A corner just broke up a pass here. I'm trying to see who they were. That was is that number 11? So that's Restrepo? No, that's 17 on the outside. 29 on the national team.
Sebastian Castro.
All right, let's see.
Iowa. Hawkeyes.
That was a nice little rep there, man.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a safety, right? And we've got him in the 189 spot. So that's where Sebastian Castro is. Look at his PFF grade in 2023. Holy cow, man. He was the 3rd highest graded safety in all of college football.
Yeah, buddy.
That's really interesting. Really interesting. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. The national team leads 11-8. They've done a good job with this, man. It's been a lot of fun. It really has.
This is how you've got some good squads and you're getting some good scouting done, because you see how close this game is. It's not about launching rocket balls all day, and you're getting a good look at these players, and that's the whole point of these type of games, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt about it. We're with you, Daryl. Why do the Packers need another rookie kicker? They do not, sir.
We do not.
We need to bring Brandon McManus back, man. No doubt about that. I don't know any fans that are like, we can do without McManus. Everybody is. Please, Goody. We will chip in if we need to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we can afford them, though.
Yeah.
Just got to get her done.
Braden, talking about his boy from USC, says, thanks, would like to like him late in the draft. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
I agree. Totally.
Yeah, man, Caleb Downs, Daryl, holy cow, that dude, the best safety in college football, right? Now he's going back to school. Am I thinking right, Tim? Yeah, he's not.
I was going to say, did he declare? I don't think he did.
I don't think he can, to be honest with you. Caleb Downs, if I remember correctly, right? Because obviously he would be all over the board. He obviously transferred from Alabama when Nick Saban left and went to Ohio State. And he's just a stud. He's one of those dudes, they said when he arrived on campus as a true freshman in Bama, best player on the field immediately. So you're going to hear Caleb Downs next year, I believe it is. He's going to be eligible. So solid. Daryl says Malachi Starks. Yeah, we talked about Malachi earlier. Malachi's an interesting prospect, man. If I can not screw up his name here, let's just type in Starks.
Yeah, the Georgia guy.
Yeah, 24th on our board, guys. Malachi Starks.
This is the one we were talking about is kind of like a Bullard. You could play him deep, but pretty much a slot guy.
Now, if you look at our board from last year, okay, these were our top safeties. We had Tyler Nubin, 1. We had Javon Bullard, 2. Katana Ladapo, 3. Then Cam Kinchins, 4. Then Tyler Demerson, we had him 5. Kalen Bullock, 6. Then Cole Bishop, 7th. Okay, so with those particular players, Tyler Nubin was our best safety. We talked about him the other day. He seemed like he had a pretty good rookie campaign. So in this case right here, I'm trying to see about where he was sitting at. Give me just a second here, Tim. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Even though he was the top safety taken, he was probably 10, 20. He was probably around the 30 spot. So Malachi Starks, if we were to compare these from last year, you probably have Malachi Starks 1 tier higher than Tyler Nubin, our best safety. That's how different it is if I'm looking at it here. Tyler Nubin had a 39.2 grade on him. Yeah, and Malachi Starks is sitting here with a 28.4. So you could see significantly higher. Malachi Starks would have been the best safety in the draft last year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
So there's no doubt about that. Then Xavier Watts has fallen in at 32.3 is the grade. That's closer to Tyler Nubin, but Xavier Watts would have been better than Tyler Nubin, no doubt about that, according to our board, our grade. And then the next one, Nick Emanware from South Carolina, we talked about. His grade is a 45.1. He would have been right below Tyler Nubin, but above Javon Bullard, who had a 63.8 grade. So it's cool to kind of compare and contrast players, multiple years. You hear my dogs going crazy.
I was going to say, it sounds like Lincoln likes Malachi Starks. So there you go.
Yes, so Manny and her mom had to take a trip, and I'm stuck dog sitting today, so they're going to get rowdy from time to time. What just happened? We have a turnover here, Tim?
I believe so, yeah.
See what happens here. Oh, Bob snap, nothing special. So.
Oh, yeah. I thought, okay, so it wasn't strip. It was just a bad snap.
Ain't nobody getting a positive on that play from Clayton, I promise you. Oh, but he recovered a fumble. I seen it in the box score. Yeah, it's because the offense screwed the pooch. Let's not pretend like he made a play, right? So
now, are we looking at the center there, or are we looking at the QB?
That's a great question, right?
That's what they're really looking at on that exchange.
Yeah, great question. All right, so the national team has the ball now. It looks like they lead the turnover battle 3-1, takeaways anyway. American team's turned it over 3 times. Little fake split flow, little rollout. I'm going to hit the H-back out of the backfield. Number 44, Tim. 44 from the national team. Who you got there?
44.
Oh, you know who that is?
Harold Fannin Jr.
He played a little sift there. He came across on a fake sift. And they just
Bowling Green, baby.
Let's see where we got Fannin again. I remember us talking about him a lot. We got him in the 40 spot.
Yeah.
That's where, man, if he was to fall to the 3rd round, Tim, somebody like that where it's great value, I'd be totally fine. Totally fine with them taking.
I think they got Gray Zabel at left guard now.
Yep.
Moved him
all over the place.
Yeah. 24.
I apologize for the bark.
Quint Allen Jr. out of Syracuse with the carry there. I don't know what we have on him. We're not really in the running back market, but
yeah, that's my brother's dog down there. He's going off right now, so he's still getting used to everything.
Is he still getting used to the new digs?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say we could wrap this up, Tim, but this looks like it might be a good finish. There's Fannin again, all the way down inside the 1. Yep, out at the 1 yard line. So let me go see if I can hush these dogs. You guys bear with me a second. Tim, don't feel like you have to talk, man. I'll be right back. Let me quieten them down. I don't want y'all to have to hear that.
That's all good. Got Coach Len in the chat. Love this tight end. I agree, Coach. I think there's some value if he's going to be on the board late, for sure. Yeah, Harold Fannin Jr. We're going to have to do some tape study on him. Guys in the chat, let us know. Is there anyone else that you're liking so far in this game? We got about 13 minutes left. We can maybe look them up on our board or on the big board. Shout out to Daryl. Yeah, Clay is a Notre Dame fan. Bringing up Benjamin Morrison, cornerback out of Notre Dame. His defensive percentages were pretty good too. Yeah, we talked about him a little earlier. I would agree, definitely. And of course, we're showing favoritism.
Yeah, I'm not as big on Benjamin Morrison as most people are, man. And that's why I was asking Jake, is because me being a Notre Dame fan, you think I'd be all over it. And it's not just about the injury. It's just kind of where he ranked. He was never considered like the top cornerback in the league, according to PFF. You know what I mean? Like he was the 118th ranked corner in 22. Then he jumped to 103. And then this year he was hurt, so you couldn't really see it. He technically graded out 330th, but he got injured early, so you throw that out. Yep. PFF had him at 15th. The consensus big board had him at 22.
Tutter.
Daniel Jeremiah's got him at 45, and then the 33rd team has him at 38. So
just had a Tutter. DeQuan Felton out of Virginia Tech.
Felton. Let's see where we got him at.
Gray Zabel in at center, too. Coach Len keeping us up to date. They just moved him from guard over to center.
Look at that. DeQuan Felton. We've got him in the 422 spot. Wow.
Yeah. Going for 2 here.
Jackson Dart. Got it. Who was that? Number 12. Noel? Is that Noel?
Yep. Jalen Noel. Yep.
There you go. Jalen Noel, 127 on our board.
Yep. Another guy out of Iowa State.
Just like that, it's 19-8. Now you're going to have to get on your horse and go if you're the American team, right?
Yes, sir. Might get to see some 2-minute here, some no huddle, some tempo.
That'd be nice.
Kind of hard to do that, though, even with a week of practice, right? You got all these guys from different schools. It's like, you're rotating quarterbacks. It's got to be pretty tough to run, a 2-minute drill.
Definitely. What do you think, Tim? You want to go ahead and wrap it up, man? Let everybody go enjoy the game?
Yeah, man, might as well.
Let's do it. All right. We'll end it right there. Again, David James. Make sure you reach out to me. Shoot me a text, 865-658-5824. You are the winner of the Dorsey Levens autographed jersey. If we don't hear from them, it'll be Jarrell Lee. If we don't hear from Jarrell, it'll be Andrew Matson. So if you're one of those 3 people, reach out to me. That way, if for some reason David James doesn't come forward and get his jersey, we'll give it to the second place. If they don't come forward, we'll give it to the third. So
nice.
Tim, you got any parting thoughts, man? This was fun, dude. This was our first ever live stream during the Senior Bowl.
This was great. This was great. Shout out to everybody watching us on X too. We got 358 watching us live on X right now. Make sure you guys hit that like too. Helps us over there. This was great, man. First time was a great time, and thank you to Jake Shaving too for stopping in. That was great.
A lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Yep. J. Cole says David James is my burner account. Don't you? You think you're slick, don't you? Think you're slick. Thank you, Bates. Bates says, thanks, guys. Great show. Appreciate it. Go Pack Go. Thank y'all for hanging out, guys. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. So up next, obviously, you get past the Senior Bowl. We're going to have the Combine coming up here at the end of the month, right, Tim? Got the dates.
Pull the calendar here.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, we both hit it. All right, so February 9th, obviously, is going to be the Super Bowl. Then February 18th, the teams may designate franchise tags or the transition tags as well. So that's going to be coming up here February 18th. And then the 20th, Packers contract restructure. Okay, that's kind of that target date. Right around February 20th, you got a chance of these contract restructures to start pouring in. Again, we've got 6 players identified here, Tim. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually 7. Rashawn Gary, Jair Alexander, Jordan Love, Elton Jenkins, Xavier McKinney, Kenny Clark, and Josh Jacobs. I expect at least 3 to 4 of those guys to have their contracts restructured. There's a chance you have them all go, right? And we'll see what happens with Jair Alexander, too, as that decision is going to be made here real soon. So, obviously, that's coming up here in February, around February 20th. Going to be cool, man. The reason I mentioned that, too, Tim, is once you see them restructure those contracts, that's going to give you an idea of maybe how aggressive they're going to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
So we'll see. And it doesn't mean they pull the trigger on a overpay a player they shouldn't overpay. It just means they'll put themselves in position to go out and be a little bit aggressive in free agency or potentially roll that cap into next year. Because again, we're playing cash over cap. You're trading cash, signing bonus money to free up cap space. Whether you use it this year or not, it can roll into next year. So, again, that's February 20th. And then here we go with the combine. I think it's in February that it cranks up here. So February the 24th through March the 3rd is the NFL scouting combine. We'll be doing a few watch parties for that too. We'll pick a day where there's going to be some big name players out there running the 40 and all that stuff. So February 24th, that'll be right around the corner.
It's coming up down there in Indy.
This big return from Zero. Who's Zero, Tim, on the American team?
Zero on the American team. Rashard Smith, SMU, running back.
A nice return right there. All right, guys, y'all enjoy the rest of the game. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. If you would, hit that like button. Feel free to sub to the channel. We'll see you tomorrow for Good Morning Lambeau, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. Tim, thank you for your time, bro.
Thanks for having me, Clay. This was awesome. Talk to you soon.
You too, man. Shout out to Two Tone becoming a member and Philip Rude. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the show. Everybody have a great day. Talk to you soon.
And we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.